All right, I'm Anthony Bainey. I'm here with Kevin and Henry. And how you guys doing today?
Good. I'm ready for the debate.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, Henry, what are your thoughts on the ice situation that happened in Minneapolis?
I think it was a situation that escalated very quickly when it shouldn't have. Um, it seems like the ICE people weren't working together in a concise way, so they didn't know what other officers were doing at the same time as they were going around like the vehicle and stuff. So one officer supposedly said, "Leave," and she was complying with that. So the other officer said, don't move." Like they didn't say like exit the vehicle, they said leave. And so that can be a confusing terminology. They didn't have enough training for that situation as well, so like it's kind of like the worst of all worlds that it possibly could have happened, basically. So if they had like protocol and stuff, they should have followed it and not escalated to deadly force.
Yeah, that's
That's
extremely rational. What do you think, Kevin? What are your thoughts on what happened?
Yeah, I think the police escalated and she was de escalating by leaving the scene. Because what crime was she really committing other than like being temporarily parked? Like she wasn't even blocking traffic. The police were blocking traffic. So I'm not sure what crime she was committing. And like she had every right to flee the scene to de escalate the situation. And the police shot her in the face and it was murder and he should be charged.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm gonna kind of bring up maybe like a devil's advocate. I did see a pretty popular podcaster. I think his name's Tim something. He had posted saying that he had watched the video a bunch of times, and he did show on his screen share what he was observing, and he had claimed that the officer was more in front of the vehicle when she had accelerated. He also mentioned um, that the car had accelerated um, to the point where the tires weren't turned completely. I mean, do you have any response to that? Or also, there's people that will say, listen to the orders that are happening. And Henry did a very good job mentioning that they said leave, not exit the vehicle.
Well, he wasn't hit by the vehicle. He would have been knocked over if he was hit by the vehicle.
well,
So, and how does shooting her in the face? How does that resolve the situation? Wouldn't she floor the car and he would be even more in danger? Like
yeah,
wouldn't her foot push down the pedal if he shot her in the face, which is exactly what happened. The car drove off and hit another vehicle. So, not only was he escalating the situation to murder, but he was putting everyone else in more danger, not less.
What were you saying, Henry? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that if her wheel was really turned to attack him with the vehicle, she would have actually hit him as soon as he killed her. She
Right.
would have hit him. But her wheels were turned, so her vehicle ended up going to the right. And then as the wheels adjusts back to zero, back to its original point, it would crash. And that's what happened. It's so you can see the step by step happening in a certain way that contradicts the ICE officer's story.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious in the video that the police were not doing any kind of standard protocol by any means. They were cursing, which to me suggests that they were extremely frustrated. So it doesn't show a form of professionalism in the sense that what protocol were they following if they're kind of just shooting from the hip almost, right? I mean, usually when people are in a professional setting, and they're dealing with other people, they're not necessarily cursing unless it's unprofessional or if they're frustrated. And obviously, nobody can be completely calm through every situation. But if you think that somebody is in extreme danger using a vehicle, I don't see how it makes sense to keep circling around the vehicle and get in front of the vehicle at any point in time.
Yeah, not to mention when he fired those shots, the vehicle was probably going like 2 or 3 miles an hour. The way when they say that she was operating a deadly weapon, they make it sound like she was going 45 miles an hour and aiming for him. Like when the truth is the complete opposite.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of people that have used hyperbolic rhetoric. And I wish that the people that feel so strongly that, Renee had not done what she was supposed to do, I wish that I could have more discussion with them because everyone who I've seen on social media who seems to have a very strong viewpoint, they refuse to have any type of dialogue or discussion. They resort to demeaning conversation, they resort to name calling, and I think it's sad that our society has come to that. What do you guys think about the protests that have been happening since this situation?
I support it. I would like to go. I didn't have a specific time and date for the one today, so I wasn't able to make it. But I think I heard there's another one next week. I could probably try and make it out there.
Yeah, I do wish that some of these groups that are organizing would do more outreach. I think that we are seeing very small turnout. I think that some of them have, a good turnout for, political issues that we see, but I don't understand how more people don't find the need to address these issues when we have so much technology to be able to organize. Do you have anything to say to that, Henry? I'm sorry.
Um, I think there's certain areas where protests happen that people just kind of expect them to happen. So it's kind of like people probably also want it to spread by word of mouth rather than through social media because they probably are scared they're being tracked by the fascist government.
Yeah.
In opinion.
People
Um,
have a fear regarding electronic communication because of all of this. We hear so much about surveillance and all of this.
but one thing that I was thinking is I saw the body cam footage, and I think that they should actually have gun cameras where underneath the where the bullet comes from, there should be a camera that shows where they're pointing and what they're doing. Because through the body cam footage, you can't really see what he's pointing at. You can't see what she was doing at that time. All you see is the front of the vehicle, and then you hear him swearing at her.
It's an interesting perspective. I mean, in terms of people being afraid to be tracked, I mean, we're tracked everywhere. I mean, you go to the store, you're on camera, your audio is being tracked and recorded. I mean, I think that people should go out and protest when they think something needs to be changed. And I mean, there's so many people that are saying something on social media. That's all tracked. So I don't
Yeah, every
understand.
comment,
I'm sorry?
every keystroke.
Exactly. It's all tracked. So if someone is willing to say something on social media, they should be able to spend a couple minutes just to hold a sign outside at a protest where there's a lot of people. And you might meet somebody where you can try to come up with a solution to an issue that you see with ICE locally.
I agree. Do you know if there's another one next week?
Yeah, there should be one on January 17th at Niagara
Excellent. I'll try and
Square.
make it. I'll try and make
At
it out.
Niagara Square. And I mean, there was a protest today. I went down there and none of them wanted to do a recorded discussion. They couldn't even spend, I asked just 1 minute just to say, why did you come out here? And, what are your thoughts on the situation? And none of them could do it. This is not a good situation for our society to be in when we can't have dialogue and discussion. And people could say, oh, it's the right wing or the left wing or whatever ideology they want to say. There's a cult mentality in a lot of these political groups.
Yeah, politics does some weird things to people's psyche. But you know, the solution to that is this book called Secret Knowledge.
$6 on Amazon.
Only $6 on Amazon. A new constitution that'll change your life, filled with an educational political philosophy.
So you
Does the
want a new
library
const?
have a copy?
Sorry, Henry.
Does the library have a copy of that? Because then people could rent it from the library, and you as the author would still get paid through the commissions that they give authors when they lend out books.